Hey,
Hi,
Mavis.
Rita.
Hey.
Hello. Sorry, I'm replying to the wrong thing. I did see the Google Doc come through, so I did not read through it today. I will get back to it and forward it on to Pete as well. It looks quite nice. I did, but I did not read through it.
Okay, when you say quite nice, I'm so happy because this is a bit Chinese English. Uh,
Oh, right. And like now I see these images and it looks like it's nicely explained.
oh, okay. I use modern technology, yeah. But I know this that could be better because I'm asking. We have a art designer in the company in one chance, so we can always do a better image, for that. So yeah, but I think I put it there so that it's kind of consistent. I do have like I think eventually the Tem will come in modify in the from marketing point of view, and Pete can modify as well. So this is. I think this is more like a marketing side of it, blog, rather than technical side of it. So, but we need to have
Right.
some material for them to work on. So, so I think it'd be good. Yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
will get Pete also on this. I can share it with him, right?
yeah, yeah,
It,
definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
cool.
The only thing that what we mentioned this last time is that um, uh, according to the LFDT rule, everything should be open source from day one. I argue with their lawyer, the FFDT. I say, well, sometimes it's not ready to be released yet. Okay, so but they were saying that well, it need to be open source as soon as possible or something like that. So but was sharing internally, but let's kind of move it to open source. The moment we feel that it'll be good enough, then we need to put in the GitHub so that people can see it. So we follow the rule. At least they have did that.
Yeah, and even if you do challenges for banks or for the Bank of England, like it's a very public thing, and every single thing must be open sourced and public, and you must all your source code that you show there must be able to be published publicly. That's kind of an issue for us. You're gonna get an extremely watered down version if you want everything public.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Well, I argue with them for these almost 2 weeks. I keep giving them options, saying that can you do this, can you do that, without just from day one. And then the lawyer kept asking that why do you want to this? Why do you anything that you do not want to disclose? Right? And eventually, I found it why because the same charter policy was dropped to other projects as well, and that wording has been there for a long time, and lawyer doesn't want to change it. So it has to be that way.
Oh,
Yeah.
my word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Tam is here as well, so I think it's good. Hi, Tam.
Hey everyone.
Hey, hey. Yeah, let me share screen here.
Oh, let me just quickly show you what problem I have, maybe.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah. Oh yeah, you want to share?
Well, you can go first if you want.
Oh well, you go first because that's a technical issue you have.
Must I
Yeah.
create myself L Linux Foundation LFDT account? Because
Yeah.
yeah, I must probably create an account because it asks me every time I log into the Zoom meeting. Um, I come in as a guest. So I did clone your repo,
Yeah.
and it's not. It
No,
is
no, no,
definitely.
no. When you say clone, do you mean clone in the CLI or you fork? You need to fork the repo first.
Uh, okay. Is that okay?
Did,
Why is that? Because I mean,
yeah,
I can even fork it, but I would still need to push it to this bridge.
yeah, yeah. I think that's I sent you a email. Did you read that email? I think yesterday I also sent you email. Did you see that?
Yeah, but did you say clone?
Yeah.
I did
Well, it should be
clone.
fork. There should be fork. See,
Work
can
on your
you
clone repo. It is a
can you
clone repo.
yeah. No, no. Can you open the attachment I sent to you yesterday? And then we can
Uh,
compare. The email I
the,
sent to you yesterday. Can you share that the attachment?
yes, share.
Yeah. Did you have
I
the attachment?
consulted.
No, did you see the attachment?
Oh, no. What?
Oh, yeah. Is it that attachment? Yeah, yeah. See, steps, fork the repository, do that thing from the GUI
Clone.
first, and then clone your fork, the fork. So you need to check into the fork repo that you have. And then you can kind of create a PR from the repo you cloned to the repo that's the main one.
Right, okay.
So it's the fork
Okay,
repository. Yeah, yeah.
if that is the sorry, I just read what you posted here, and that is what I did. Okay, so I will fork it. I will create a PR into the fork, and then try to push that fork or that PR back to the normal repo. I will follow the instructions. Thank you.
Yeah. I think this the okay, here the maybe a little bit more clear, and there's also one catching point there. So when you fork it, right, you actually check you first. You can either create a PR or you just check into your fork repo directly because that's your repo. You have fork control, right? And then your fork is different from the main repo, right? And that difference become a PR for the main repo. And then so you need to check in to your repo first, and you can check in that repo as a PR or direct check-in because you have full control on that.
No, I get it. I can only go from a branch in the fork to a branch in the it's probably not going to be main. It's going to be a branch in my fork that I can push to a branch in the repo, not just from a clone. Okay. No, I think I've encountered a repo that was set up like this before.
Yeah. And if you follow the documentation, there's one thing that I did not really have it there, but this is from the open sources anyway. I think it's you need to sign off the code. I think I mentioned that to you last time. So as soon you may have a setting saying that sign off the code, and then they should be fine because that document doesn't say this now. Yeah.
All our commits are signed. We did that a long time ago. All my GitHub commits are signed. Period.
Okay. So that's good. Yeah, because that's a LFTT policy. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. This is great. Yeah, I saw your change. I know while you directly want to check in. So, and this is one thing. Second thing is that once you have this process going well, I can ask I think it's SY and ask him to add you to the administrative rule over there. Yeah. So that you can accept PR as well. Yeah. Okay, so we have that. Okay, let's go through some. Let me share back tab I have here. So this is. I just want to go a little bit. Tim, before you joined, Marylis and I talked a little bit about this. Ben thought it's good. She's going to forward this to Peter, and then you and Peter can work together to make it like more like a marketing document. Has marketing flavor into it. I think overall it seems to be good. We mentioned about Smoot. We mentioned about Harmonia, and then we mentioned the combined effort, and then we can and the architecture a little bit, and then we can do this. And one thing I mentioned here is that when the project was Smoot was presented to the technical architecture committee of the Linux Foundation, Decentralized Trust, that we highlight the common things among these various project, interoperability project, and we mentioned that we want to combine them. Okay, and this is the effort that we are doing here, combining them. Okay, so I think it's the whole story will be very good.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Give it a quick look. Haven't worked on it yet, but definitely we want to probably put it through a marketing polish machine before we release it as a blog. There's just one thing maybe quickly I wanted to get guidance on before I dive in. Helpful that Marylis is here also. If you just scroll up to the top of the page, Huizia.
Yeah.
So once all this is done, the code's added to the repo. It's my understanding is it's still going to exist as Smoot, right?
Yeah, it
So
will be.
do we
Smooth.
want, so as we're polishing this, how careful do we have to be so as to not step on anyone's toes, either at kind of Wenching or at Adara, about how we're framing this? Is it important to keep it as like a merger of two things? Is it acceptable if it goes into the direction where it's like one is absorbing the other? Does no one care about this type of detail? Just kind of like, I want to make sure before we jump into that, is it going to upset anyone if we don't frame it properly?
No, maybe
Yeah,
it's good that you add a question or a comment here on the side, Widja. Maybe if you just open up a comment that everyone can see what he just asked, because that's a good question for Pete. You know, like, do we want to completely get rid of Harmonia? The only other participant in Harmonia is R3, and we're not bringing over R3's work per se, other than maybe if they want to run that smart contracts, they need to set up a Corda node. Yeah, after I have a PR in that, we need to speak a little bit more technical, which are about like how to merge it in, because it's not just, it can't possibly just be a dump. It needs to be merged into Smoot properly.
okay.
Yeah, so like this question here is like, is it Smoot eating Harmonia or is it a true merger?
Yeah, I think I was a little bit careful writing things here because Smooth is a project. It went through the whole voting process, and I think Harmonia has been a lab and is still a lab. And I think it just cannot have two things. Once we merge this one, I do not see. But R3, of course, they may have their thought. I think it'll be good just to make it into one, but you can name it different ways. But I do not see a need for Smooth for Harmonia to evolve again to be an independent project in the future, because it's kind of having two projects, it just doesn't make sense. But we just put the question here, and that's why Meredith was saying that she wants to forward this one to Peter as well, so that
I
he's
shared the document with Pete, so he can also comment here if he, I will push him a little bit to answer those questions. I agree with you 100%, Wija. It's just that I feel like we should ask R3 here before we just shut it down and say that Smoot ate Harmonia.
Okay.
Yeah,
So maybe
it's
don't you, we just merge. Okay, maybe just to be more
I'm just kidding.
diplomatic. Then yeah, I think when you say eat, you are kidding. But for
He
me,
made a smoothie.
yeah.
that's not bad. We can maybe we'll
Okay.
use that. Smoothies, okay.
Yes, we have a good story about Smoot.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if you're on the health train. Everyone is drinking smoothies these days.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting when cactus merge with I think it's called weave.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it's
ages
yeah
ago
weave.
we
Yeah,
were.
yeah. And then they make it instead of cactus, they make it cacti, which means it's a combination. So it's a smoothie might be good. It's okay, you
Yeah,
can smooth.
that is an example of cactus eating the weaver, eating the spider.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I put it here so that you have time to review it. And then once I think I can also ask David about this, his view about this. Um, okay, so this is good. Then
The
let's go.
story is simpler if Smoot eats Harmonia, so I think we can like almost target that, but we just want to make ssure we're not stepping on
Stepping.
anyone's toes as we do this.
R3 is the one. R3 is the one.
R3 is dying out, right? They merged into something else, or they morphed into something else. So
They were
they're
working with Solana, I think.
yes, they become a notary service as part of Solana, but they themselves is not the featuring thing anymore, really.
Okay, okay. Yeah. But what is the channel to talk to them? Do we need to talk to them at all? I don't think so.
Well,
Because yeah,
Pete will
yeah.
handle that sort of channel. Like I say, he walked the
Uh,
road with them as they merged in with Solana.
okay, okay. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, that maybe that thing is quite complex, so it's better for Pete to talk to them. Okay, so this is okay. So make a comment here, and then yeah. Okay, and then let's go to the issue here and the pull request. We have 3 pull requests. Maybe go to the issue here because this is the relevant here. So we want to write a blog about Harmonia and merger. So I think we can say that. Oh, I updated yesterday saying a draft is created for review and edit. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to close this one yet. We can't. Okay, so that's good. And then we have several pull requests. First is well, there's a bridge build for Stellar and Polygon, and it's kind of interesting. Stellar makes some changes for their API inquiry, and then we have to change things. And I look at and some of these are kind of also some engineering changes. So there's a bug fix of agent rethrow swallowed exception. So the exception was sent twice, I think. So here it's just like I look at the code. It's just like some of the adding the wording, adding converter here. That's fine. It's just the error message change, and then there's a check here, and instead of run test, just make it more formal here, and then there are some. Yeah, there's a throw arrow here. We need to return now. Now the arrow is thrown. That's good. And then there's also a passing changes here. Okay, and then adding more checking here. Yeah, adding a function hex to ASCII too. So that's fine. And then it's coding that hex to ASCII function. So I think
Can I
that's
ask a question quickly here
yeah.
when I see get events? Do you have a modular thing? You work a lot with relayers, right? So
Yeah.
to think of a way of getting Harmonia in here, do you have a modular sort of relayer that listens to an event that you can go and maybe via a node endpoint or something go generate a proof? This is a simple script that you can run to from a block. Giving it a block, you can just generate a proof for it around it. But something still needs to listen for those events, hit that proof generating, and send it to the other chain. It feels to me you already should have something that listens somehow and contact the other chain. What do
Yeah.
I, is
Yeah.
there something modular that we can start talking around to use that to interact with the Harmonia contracts?
Yeah, we do have that. I'm not sure how marginalized it is. Let me talk to the team, and then just so you basically we have services, we have agent as well, and all these listen and then talk. So what you want is that you have a module that listen to the source chain, and then if there's a question request, and then it will generate a proof and then construct
Whatever it does, I mean, for a relayer, it will sign that event, right? Which is your
yeah.
case. Or if they must come in a multi-party computation, something, it must do a multi-party computation, something there. So it just like it feels to me I should go on, or we should go on with merging it in by following a pattern that's already here, not just go and do something completely separate.
Yeah. So that's what I'm just going through the whole process. So listen, and I think this one is customized. After you listen to the event, how to construct transaction, how to generate a proof, right? These are separate, and then how to combine multiple signatures together. These are different for different chains, and then we just compile a new transaction with proof and then send it. So they want this one to be modularized. I think that's exactly what we want at this as well. I need to look at that to see how modularized it is. And maybe if possible, we can even have a service over there. So you just need to send that, have a service running.
Well, Node doesn't really have interfaces per se, so we always use sort of injections in that sense. Like you would give it a configuration to run, or like, but still not a defined interface, but still following a certain API that it sort of extend the modular. I'm talking Node.js microservices, old stuff. I'm not sure, like, but there's something along those lines that we can plug in a different for whatever chain it is. We can plug that small little functionality in. It if it doesn't work with events, then that should also be pluggable.
Yeah, definitely. We have let Node.js component as well, service as well. So I think it's likely that we can work it out a module. Yeah, a common module for that. Yeah. Okay, so you just mentioned another thing. So there could be a config somewhere. That is
Yes,
good as well. Yeah. Yeah.
the thing is with Harmonia is very trade orientated because we wanted an overall example that can work with Corda and Ethereum to Ethereum. So, but there's still a use case, and that use case is very trade. You know, you will place the hold and then you will execute the hold with the XUP manager, a PVP or a DVP. So it's very use case specific. It's not that you can just go use those, but that Harmonia was written very modular. So I can go rip up pieces of that, see where it's useful, but not just dump it because I don't really understand what I can reuse here. So that's my only
Okay.
question. Like, I'll stay quiet now.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. This is definitely something that will be useful when we say that we want to build reusable component. And this is definitely something we need to look at. Yeah. And that's why we put the separate Harmonia component directory there, right? We do not know how to merge it yet, and we want to figure this out. So when you check
No, I
in the code,
deleted it.
yeah.
Well, I haven't pushed the PR yet, but I deleted that code. Like we can pull it in before we delete the Harmonia, but put it in bit for bit. The contracts can stay. The contracts is the contracts. It follows the EA interface. But how to and thing is that listens to events. We can pull that in. So I can maybe pull you in some Node.js generic module sort of thingy that you can look at reusing. But otherwise, I didn't really know where to go dump the things. So I just took it out for now. That the contracts is definitely there. When I make the PR, you can see it's just that all that Harmonia code is just like it's so trade orientated and it's you wouldn't be able to really pull out useful things. I will have to pull out these parts that you think you can use, but I didn't know where to go slot it in.
Okay. Yeah, once I see your PR, I will talk to the team and see how we can uh, find the best way to merge them. Yeah, cool. So I think there's not much change here. I would just accept it because the test engineer have tested already. What do you think? Anything that kind of have an alert here? Should we
No,
accept? Okay, so let me just approve. Yeah. Okay, cool. We have one that's for request now. That's good to accept. Yeah, there's also this NFT bug. This one, yeah, I look at it already. I think this, yeah, they did not wait. I saw it check update trust address. Yeah, they check trust address. They also do the update trust address, and then they have more check here with hex. Because this one is just that, yeah, they add the other check that doesn't have this prefix as well. And then they have more output, debug message output. I think that, and then they add a wait here, so make it synchronized. This one doesn't have a wait, this one has it. I think that's good change. Yeah, and then these are just these are just adding some actual stuff over there. This just fix a defect in this in this this NFT quad chain example. So I think this is probably okay. It doesn't introduce anything that's suspicious. What do you think? Should we just take it?
Yeah, if you tested it, I haven't run these things. It looks like it's just bug fixes.
Yeah. Well, if we find no, I did not test it. I look at the code. I think it should be fine. They tested it. Yeah. But if we find the issue later on, we can always open the issue here. Okay, so I'll just accept it. Well, normally, if it's not touching some of the permission, other things, I think it should be fine. Our engineer have been testing this already. Okay, cool. And I think we have all these issues, pull request. Yeah, these are the dependency issues. Okay, so they're still looking at that. So I think that is good. That is good for today, or at least from GitHub's point of view. Do we have other things that we want to go through?
No, but I have a question for you. What have you looked at any sort of quantum blockchain, post-quantum blockchain? Because this is becoming pressured now. I think it's going to creep up on us like ChatGPT did. But I just wanted to know if you actually looked at any of these blockchains with post-quantum algorithms. And maybe we can in Smoot, because the bridging is sort of if you bring in the oracles and the relayers, you can really bridge to pretty much any chain. And I don't know if you ever looked at one of these chains and whether it would be worth it to look at interop between them and an Ethereum ledger, for example, for in case you have to move your stuff really short notice to another ledger. I don't know. It's not like you can move data so easily, but you can at least move tokens. Did you look at any of them yet, or is that still something that's very far away for you?
Well, we actually have a researcher did the work of evaluating the potential impact of quantum computing on blockchains. I think he was telling us that it's moving faster than what it seems to be. Actually, he was saying that
I'm
this
saying the same
decade.
thing.
You
I'm
said,
saying I'm not saying this decade. I'm saying in the next 5 years. I remember financial policies is written sort of in stone, and they say it at implementation should start 2028 to be implemented 2032. So you don't have a decade by any means, and you don't want to wait. This is sort of more our normal or more normal cryptography, not necessarily our blockchains. So when I'm talking about those policies, and this is UK policy or EU policies that I'm talking about, but it is putting pressure on banks because their roadmaps are like 3 years. So if they have to start implementing things in 2028, they have to start laying it out in 2025. So there is already from the bank side, which is what we work with, there is a little bit of push for it. And well, we can't, to me, it feels it's going to come much faster than people predict. So we don't even have 5 years. We need to have an answer for all our blockchain solutions, probably within the next 3 years. And if people is not going to start talking about it, I'm not sure how it's going to happen. It is not these timelines that people give. I think it is way too optimistic. It's going to come much, much sooner. And the moment they make these things public, at the end of last year, Japan showed a domestic quantum computer. You can build this thing in your backyard now. The Japanese and once it is out in the public, just like with AI. I remember we had AI 10 years ago when I worked in information security. It's not a new thing. It's not as advanced as it is now. But the moment they gave it to the public, it just went like exponentially. So I think the same is going to happen with AI, and that already started in the, not AI, quantum computing, and it started at the end of last year, where the Japanese sort of made it available to industries and companies. They can build their own quantum computer now. So yeah, I think we should start talking about it. And I just thought maybe it would be interesting because we're working in interoperability, and this project Smoot is supposed to be able to easily bridge between such a chain and Ethereum. And I just wanted to know if we should start looking at least one of them. And I have none in mind. This is why I'm asking you before I even start looking.
Yeah, that's a great point. That when the researcher presented that to us, he was telling us it's like within a decade, but you are telling me that it's within 5 years. Okay, it's more even we don't even have a decade time. So
No.
well, so I think it's almost on the same scale, and I know it's coming. I think but we just do not have enough resources to work it right now. We are waiting. We were thinking that financial company will come first. That's exactly what we're saying. Financial and the national security things will come first. Those will be impacted first, then to the interoperability and other things. But you brought a very good point that if you have heterogeneous system, you have one quantum computing things kind of quantum proof system versus another one. How do you interoperate? Make them interoperable. Yes. That's a great point. Yeah. So
well, just to be able to move assets, that's a very big problem. This is why we have data availability or data separability. Like, we keep our data in separate contracts and things because it's very expensive. We can't just move that to another contract. We don't want to update that stuff. So it's an old problem. How do you move this to when there's actually a security problem? I think it's a very valid point. And you can buy quantum computing power already. There's also a thing that came out last year. If you have enough money, you can start developing your quantum blockchain solutions by buying this computing in the cloud for you. So saying financial system is first. Well, shit, that's us. We're advising them, so we should really wake up.
Okay, that's a good point. How do you buy? Because I know there are a couple of quantum computing startups, and then the big company. Big company will be IBM, Google, and then Meta. And that's what I heard. And then for the small one, there's a side computing, and there's a bunch of them, the smaller ones. But I always thought it'd be like side computing. They were saying that it'll be like 3 years later to build one that's in room temperature, and all the other ones has to be very, very low temperature. So
that's the big thing is the temperature. But you must see these fully domestic copy. Wait, let me just put it in the chat for you. You can, if you have the right refrigerator stuff, you can build it for yourself. But this is not what I'm talking about. And this is Riken and Fujitsu that's sort of launching I think it's also them that allows you to buy. No, might not be. Where they allow you to start developing quantum programs with the space that they give you. And anyone can.
But this is hosted by them. It's still the extreme low temperature, right? Because I know
Yes.
the side computing was the only one that can operate in around room temperature because it's using photon, and the others are using ion for the quantum computing. So I need to look at this one. I don't think there's a way for you to run the device yourself. Yeah, because you need to make it extremely low temperature, right?
Yeah, but this thing is built in a lab. It's not. Look at that. It's and they're giving an expo at the 14th of August in Osaka. Tomorrow it starts. Um, if you are a big company, you have the funds to build this thing 100% and keep it cold enough. So this is what I'm saying. When it becomes in those kind of hands, I think it will explode much faster than they predict.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. That's good to know. Let's see what I can do. I'll talk to our researcher, and then just say that, well, we have financial company, etc. Just there's a need for quantum computing
Yes.
now. Yeah. And then I ask them to next step. Because he just gave us a general overview about the development in this field. And by the way, do you know if this will impact FHE as well? For the homomorphic encryption as well? Well,
The algorithms they use or the ones at Zama that I looked at is fully post-quantum. They chose it like that from the beginning.
I see. Oh, they are okay. They're post-quantum already. Wow.
Yeah. Well, remember, it's everyone is trying to, if they want their chain to survive, they look at moving over the algorithm to a quantum post-quantum secure algorithm. That's the only way you're sort of going to survive it, right? Hash functions is sort of kind of all right. It's your signing algorithms and your curves that you use that needs to be post-quantum. It's not so easy to move over.
Okay, I see. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, I think today all the curve we use are still not
Well,
quantum resistant
we'll
yet.
know when they take all Satoshi's coins. Then we know it's too late. Do you know what that is or not? Do you have inside information?
No, I don't have that.
No, nobody knows.
Yeah. Okay, I think good. Tim, do you have other thing you want to go through today?
No, I'll just focus more on the blog post once in the coming days here. Probably aim to get it in a good place by end of next week, I think.
Okay. And Meredith, do you think Peter would the last time he mentioned that it would be good to have a chance to talk? Do you think there's a need for that? How busy Peter is?
Well, at the moment, it's still a bit chaos. It was like when a company make a big change like that. So he was very busy. We all tried to leave him alone. I have a meeting with him tomorrow, so then I will bring up all these things. It's long due, so there's a whole list of things that we have to discuss. And I'll see if he says he wants before we make anything public, just have a quick call. I could schedule that, and we can have a little call. But let me just see where he stands with all of this, because even like a POC with Zama, like nice. The next thing I get an invite for a call with the vice president of Zama. It's good. Maybe there is really a proper use case for us. I mean, they want to know how it really works in banks, and this is what we do. And we need to know how to make their technology real in banks, which is also very doable.
Yeah.
So maybe a good connection.
Yeah, it's so the after you acquire IO Builder, right? have you get this round of funding already, or you're still is
We
exploring
have to
it?
start a new round of funding now as a new company.
Oh,
Not a new
together.
company, a merged company. We keep the same name and everything, but yeah, it's a lot of complex stuff, and we're still waiting for a. It's not that it can fail in any way, but it's still red tape that needs to come through before we can take the next step, and I think it's only in the end of the month. It's just like you have to go through a lot of legal things. It's some sort of legal thing that needs to be approved before we can start the next round of funding
see.
again. Yeah.
I see.
But very important for us to start building profit, obviously.
Yeah.
We can't just live on funding or like investors. We need to start becoming very profitable.
Yeah. Well, good luck on that one. It's I think the market's good though. Bullish is IPO today. They mentioned that the price will go like 3 times or 4 times bullish. That's their prediction.
Ethereum. What are you talking
Bullish.
about?
No, bullish.
Bullish. What's that?
Bullish was it's the owner of CoinDesk, right?
Oh, sorry. Okay, yes.
It's the organizer of Consensus and then the owner of CoinDesk. They bought
All right.
CoinDesk and then they have exchanged themselves. And I don't think it's doing very well with their exchange, but at least what I heard was that their IPO today and the stock price after IPO will be 3 or 4 times because Circle went 6 times the value of their IPO. And then they were saying bullish would have at least 3 or 4 times. That's why I'm saying you are a compliance company, right? If you have revenue and then there's a chance to go IPO, this is the best time to get VC funding and then IPO. That's definitely the best time. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. The
No,
bullish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, good luck with that Zama thing as well. I think it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's is it it's a European company, right? Zama.
Yeah. Zama, no. I know you put me on the spot. Let me see.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think I'm
think it's US.
confused
Yeah.
with other US.
Yeah, I think the founder is a French, I think.
French. There we go. He's a French guy.
Yeah, it's French. Yeah, French guy. Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
thought.
Yeah.
It's a French
Good.
startup. Yes.
Yeah, French staff. Yeah.
But I've been
Okay.
there are 2 very, very successful funding rounds, which shocked. It doesn't shock me, but in general, it's a decent funding that.
Yeah. Well, good luck with Daros. This amount of funding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 years is for a startup. It's make it or break it. So we'll see if it makes it or breaks it.
Yeah, I think you will survive. I think it's
Yeah, I also think so. It's just banks have to start waking up. I thought like they would have already. I thought it was going to happen in 2025. Getting that push that they can't stop. They have to stop playing around and make real decisions on this. And it's just not happening. It's a bit frustrating.
Yeah. Okay, good luck. I think if we don't have anything else, we can just communicate through email and then GitHub, and then we just sync up later. Yeah.
I'll respond to you after I had the meeting with Pete tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. That'd be great. Yeah. And then I'll once I get your message, I'll talk to David and then ask him to kind of help us at least LFDT front. He can help us with this as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.